back to Grandma's Corner 2020, where I have been enjoying making all kinds of videos during this COVID-19 pandemic to keep myself sane, to keep you sane, and guess what? It's all for free! So how exciting is that? So today we are going to be making sugar-free chocolate chips. Now, you're probably saying to me, oh my gosh, I can just go to the store and I can buy them myself. Well, yeah, you can. And I think there's a brand called Lily's that you can buy at a health food store or co-op, and I've seen them before. But I kind of like the challenge of making my own things because I know exactly what's going in it. So I am going to make my own. And I went out and I bought these really nifty silicone chocolate chip molds, and they come in a package of 3. And I got them on Amazon, and I've used them a couple of times, and after I make my batch, I just stick them in the freezer and I pull them out whenever I need them. And I happen to need them soon because I'm going to be making a video on how to make keto chocolate chip cookies. And I don't have any chocolate chips because I ate the rest of the last batch. So there you go. So I have 3 of these molds. And so I'm going to have to put the chocolate in there, pop them out, and probably do it a couple of times because obviously 3 molds isn't going to be enough. So what do we need? We need 3 ounces of cacao butter or cocoa butter, and it looks like a butter, and it's the butter that comes from that cacao bean. I don't happen to have any today, so I'm going to be using coconut oil. And I'm going to cross my fingers that it's going to work out just fine and dandy because I love the coconut flavor added to the chocolate. So for me, that is a bonus, but you may want to stick with the cacao butter. 2 ounces of unsweetened chocolate. And this is the one that I happen to have, and I think I got this at a health food store as well. And it's totally unsweetened, non-GMO, and fair trade as well, which I love to support fair trade. And this is what that wonderful chocolate looks like. And now, mind you, it's not going to have any sugar in it, so it's going to have a pretty big bang for your buck if you bite into it, and that's why you have to add these other ingredients. A 1/2 cup of powdered swerve, or you got it, back to my monk fruit again. I love this, and I powder my own. I just stick it in like a grinder or a food processor, and I go from granule to powder. So that is what I am going to use today. And then we're going to have cocoa powder, so sorry, tongue twisted, and 2/3 of a cup of that powder, and then vanilla extract, which I think I already put away, so sorry. All right, so again, here's the recipe. And it is very, very simple. I've got it all melting right now in my not official double boiler, but I just put a small pan into a larger pan with water, set it in there, and then gradually let it melt. So now mine is melted, and I've got a nice thick consistency. It's not super runny like my last video where I was making the peanut butter cups. This is a little bit on the thicker side, so we're gonna see how that's gonna work. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fill in. I'm just gonna put a whole bunch of it on top of this silicone, and then I'm gonna spread it. I'm gonna try to find something flat that I can spread this out and fill all the nooks and crannies that are in there. I think a butter knife might work well. Give that a whirl. And, oh yeah, that's perfect. And fill that in, and then I'll stick them in the refrigerator so they can harden, and then when they have set, I'll pop them out, and then keep filling them up until I have all of the mix into my chips. So here you go. I just popped out one of the molds of chocolate chips, and I've got myself now homemade sugar-free chocolate chips. And the fun thing is that in the middle of that mold is a disc, and that's your reward for making your own chocolate chips. So I'm going to continue doing this until all my melted chocolate is done. I'll probably get this done by Christmas time, but in any case, I'll be proud of myself because I made my own instead of buying. So I hope you learned something. So I'm gonna say ta-ta for now and get your monk fruit and unsweetened chocolate going. Make yourself some chocolate chips, and you can feel really good about it because they're not full of the refined sugar. This is a much better sweetener for you. No calories, no carbs, no nothing in it other than pure healthy goodness. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for subscribing, and I hope you learned a thing or two today. Ta-ta for now.